Hi and welcome back. Today's technique is designed to help you to consciously choose where you invest your energy. That's your emotional energy, your cognitive or thinking energy, and the energy that you put into action. Some of you at the moment may be feeling overburdened. You may be feeling overwhelmed with all the things that you want to control but can't. Others of you may be feeling rather helpless and impotent with everything that's going on. Regardless of which of those things is the case for you, this technique will be helpful. You see, when we focus on things that are outside our control or influence, it's incredibly draining. It leads to us feeling stressed, it leads to us feeling anxious, and it leads to us feeling helpless, which is not a good state to be in. Whereas when we start to get clear about the things where we can influence and have some control, that enables us to start to take some responsibility and take some action. And that in turn enables us to feel better. So the circle of influence is about focusing on the things that you can control and influence. Let's just unpack that for a minute. To start this activity, I suggest you get yourself a blank piece of paper and a pen, and you write down all the things that are troubling you, that you're thinking about, that you're ruminating about, that you're worrying about, that you're feeling that you need to do something about. Having produced that list, the next step is to go through that list and to identify the items that are totally beyond your control and influence, that you can do nothing about. For example, there's nothing that you individually can do about the approach that your government has taken to dealing with the current pandemic. You can't directly influence the impact on the economy and the potential recession, nor can you do anything about what's happening in other countries around the world. And there are many other things that may be on your list that when you look at them, you realise this is not something that I can actually take some action to make a difference over. Therefore, the best action to do with those things is to let them go. And some of the techniques that I've taught you on other episodes and will continue to share with you over the coming days and weeks will be helpful for you in doing that. So the first thing is identify the items outside your control and let them go. Drop them. They are simply energy sappers for you. The second is to then go through the list and say, okay, which of those things are directly under my control? What can I directly control and take action on? And that could include your own response to staying safe and complying with your current government restrictions. It might be about the way that you spend and allocate your time during the day. There are the things that you choose to eat, the conversations that you choose to have with people. There are many things that are completely under your control. And so identify from your list, what is it that is under my control? Or are there things that weren't even on my list that I now realise are under my control? The third thing is to look at the list and say, okay, there are some things there that I can't directly control, but I might be able to influence. So if I'm worrying about my parents, for example, and how they are responding to what's going on at the moment, perhaps I could give them a ring and share with them some of my concerns and my hopes for them, but also realising that I cannot directly control what they do. So you've now got a list of things that are directly within your control and things that you can influence. And the point of power here is then to go through that list and to look at each of them and say, what's the next best step I can take on each of these? What's the next action I can take on each of these to start to take responsibility, be proactive, make a difference? So I hope you found today's technique, the circle of influence, helpful. Remember, this is all about accepting the things that you cannot change, having courage to take action on and change the things you can, and having the wisdom to know the difference. I look forward to sharing more techniques with you over the coming days and weeks. Stay safe. Much love.